because we get to talk about Charlie Kirk tonight. So, and
Oh, my favorite subject of
and it's fucking classy. It's classy because
okay.
because like nobody understands where the fuck he came from or why, and it's bullshit.
Is this better?
Oh yeah, you're a little bit more stable now. There you go.
Wonder if I'm more stable, but
So we have to bring Brandon on for the queer news because the queer news I have
yeah.
today is fucking hysterical.
Okay.
But what I figure I'll do is I'll grab you and Lisa, and then we'll sub Lisa out for Brandon when he shows up.
I mean, however you want to do it.
No, well, the queer gay thing though, I really want to hear your reaction to it, so that's why it's worth it. So today's article was about Charlie Kirk, and I think that a lot of people don't understand where Charlie Kirk came from and how Charlie Kirk.
You mean what rock he came out from under?
Well, yeah.
Just asking for
Yeah. Which, by the way, I
stand
should
this.
point out, I don't know, like, if you're in the memes channel or not, but if you're in the memes, Wendy the Druid memes channel, yeah, I posted to a note. Yeah, I posted. No, it wasn't me. That was Astrid. But I posted to a note a picture of the fountain.
Mm-hmm. Trying to get yourself banned again, huh?
And I felt really bad about it, but it needs to be said. So here's the deal. So Charlie Kirk started Turning Point USA at the age of 18.
Okay.
So he was a teenager. And his mission was simple: fight back against what he called, as an 18-year-old teenager, liberal brainwashing on college campuses.
I mean, I feel pretty great. Oh, sure, yeah.
So like he was really confrontational, and he built an empire. By the way, his entire empire was built on lies. We'll get to that part, but so
where did he go to college, Wendy? Sorry.
His dad was a Trump Tower architect.
Oh,
he never actually he never actually went to college.
Okay.
And so, here's what happened. He founded Turning Point USA with a conservative pundit named Bill Montgomery, who was 72, by the way. So does that give you like weird old days Roy Cohn vibes?
Yeah.
Because it gave me those vibes too. Who was a retired marketing entrepreneur, who would later enrich himself with organizational contracts. But basically, Montgomery fed Charlie Kirk a shit ton of money, and that's how Turning Point happened. So he started with $78,000 in revenue in 2013. And from there, Turning Point exploded. But when we get to the part about how and why it exploded, you will find out that basically Charlie Kirk's popularity was based entirely on a lie. So in 2012, Charlie Kirk submitted paperwork to launch Turning Point USA. And he was billing it as a simple campus organization. And what should have really just taken months to do from a campus organization perspective took like 3 years. And the IRS kept demanding more and more documentation from him that he didn't have, more explanations, and more proof of his intentions. Then the federal agents showed up at his family's business and conducted surprise audits. And so Charlie used like all of this persecution to perpetuate Turning Point USA. They're coming after me. If they're coming after me, that means
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So during the investigation, multiple agencies coordinated to block Charlie Kirk from being an activist on campuses because he was causing problems. And so all of the legal bullshit drained out his family's accounts. And so yeah, he played the victim. The machine is trying to chew me up, and this is what the machine is doing. And so in 2016, he finally saw the internal government memos, purportedly government memos that were attempting to erase him, and that his organization had been deliberately targeted. And so, essentially, those documents had essentially weaponized the thing that Charlie Kirk would use to make Turning Point USA what it is. And let's be fair, Charlie Kirk's playbook was nothing original. He stole speeches from university professors. He copied academic presentations. He plagiarized, delivered content. He lifted research from liberal scholars while calling them indoctrination agents at the same time. So none of what Charlie Kirk was doing was original. And
Wow.
one of his spiral conservative arguments, by the way, came literally out of liberal academic work. And that made the irony of what the fuck he was doing even more incredible and impossible to believe. Multiple professors, by the way, during this time while he was in community college, threatened legal action after recognizing their work in his videos. So in the early days of Turning Point, yeah, there were professors who were lined up to sue the shit out of him and take all of his money because their research was appearing in his arguments. And so what did Kirk do? He quietly removed all that content, and then that content disappeared and went away. And so now we come to the ASU thing. So this is where it blows the fuck up. And that's in 2019, Charlie Kirk claimed Arizona State University banned him from speaking on the campus. Hi, Gwendolyn. So he said radical leftist students and administrators conspired to silence conservative voices. And that story went viral. And it launched Kirk into national prominence, kind of in the same way that it had with David Hogg. David Hogg was the Parkland shooter survivor.
Is it Parkland shooter? Yeah.
Yeah, Parkland down in Florida. And he used his popularity to bolster him into politics, which I won't bitch about because that's he's been pretty on the level about what the fuck he's trying to achieve.
So change the world.
Yeah, right. One step at a time, right? But here's the hard truth. Kirk was never invited to speak at Arizona State University. University officials had zero record of him being banned or him even asking to participate in a debate at Arizona State University. Why? Because Kirk manufactured the entirety of all of the email. So he manufactured emails, he manufactured interviews, everything. It was all a lie. And then here's the big kicker. he even fabricated the protest. They did the protest with a bunch of hired actors in a conference room, and they were holding signs, and he was like, look, freedom of speech, blah, blah, blah. Those were all paid actors. Those were all people on Turning Point USA's payroll. And it was in a conference room that was in a building in a city that was not anywhere near Arizona. So they weren't even physically there. And so Arizona State threatened to sue him for defamation unless he retracted everything. But the smoking gun that came later. Yeah, right. And he was a total fucking phony. Charlie Kirk was a piece of shit, phony ass motherfucker who never did an original thing in his life. Security footage showed Kirk's team filming the fake controversy in a rented conference room in a hotel. So his entire media empire was built on faking the landing on the moon.
Well,
so here's
such
where
a
it
good
gets
Christian.
Yeah. So here's where it gets a little more fucked up. So in 2022, oh yeah, it's a little fucked up. So in 2022, a trusted campaign manager destroyed a portion of his empire. So Kirk had built all this shit up, 85 million in revenue. He was taking all this shit in. And his campaign manager, basically Kirk had this small, yeah, Joe, I don't know. I think Substack hates me. Maybe I'm getting rate limited or something, but that's why I tried to send an email to inform everybody that the live was going to be live. Joe, if you don't subscribe, this is why you should subscribe, because then you'd get the email. So he had like this finite inner circle of people. And so a campaign manager. Now, getting the campaign manager's name was very difficult. But he had a campaign manager named John. I won't say his last name. But here's what he did. This guy copied all of Charlie Kirk's private messages, all of his text messages. He leaked files revealing Kirk's private statements, completely contradicted his public positions. During a live stream rally, protesters began spouting to Kirk's own talking points, because they leaked it to the entire group. And so Kirk was completely embarrassed, and he had to walk off. And after that, Kirk fired like almost half of his staff. Because you know what the Bible says: "Thou shalt not use thy rod on thy staff."
Good one, Mom.
I thought they were comforting.
Sorry, that's a dad joke.
So, but the real thing that came out of fucking Charlie Kirk's mess was the Professor Watch List happened. So his most fucked up innovation was the Professor Watch List. And so he procured a watch list of professors that were too fucking liberal, and they're the ones that are brainwashing our kids. And so in October 2023, there was an assault. Well, let's say I called it social rape, because that's what it is, of ASU instructor David Boyles, which represented the logical endpoint of Kirk's harassment, because Boyles was on his watch list of bad professors that are too woke. or whatever. And so Boyles was physically attacked by Turning Point USA members after being listed on the watch list. So he was pushed onto the concrete after trying to shield himself from their cameras. They beat him up. So ASU's president directly blamed Turning Point. They, yet Kirk continued to promote that the incident was evidence of liberal intolerance, even though it wasn't liberals that were beating the professor up. It was a bunch of Charlie Kirk, Nick Fuentes, Groiper fucker people who were beating him up. Kirk painted that as liberal intolerance. And that wasn't, I mean, we're not, at that point, we're not even talking about journalism. We're not even talking about activism at this point. It was an orchestrated, I'm going to open my fly and you're going to take what I give you to take and you're going to like it mentality. And so that intimidation, which was designed to intimidate educators. Now, we've seen already, 8 months into the Trump administration, right, Techalo, lying horseshit. We're 8 months into the Trump administration and, Trump's already attacked Harvard and Yale and all these other, which are all colleges that were listed on Charlie Kirk's list of people. Which is bullshit. And so the watch list particularly targeted any faculty who were queer, who were persons of color, who were women, and the nature of Kirk's say what the fuck I want to say, and you have to take it like a bitch crusade continued to happen. University of Chicago professor Eamon Abdelahadi received emails from people saying, I hope you die in front of your family because of Charlie Kirk's bullshit.
It should be illegal.
No, it should not be. Academics compared the experience, like literally, there are academics that were on Charlie Kirk's watch list who would tell you it's like we're in the McCarthy era all over again.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much.
And so TPUSA, Kirk included, claimed that the watch list exposed liberal bias. But the evidence reveals something much more calculating. The real purpose was creating a climate of fear where professors would avoid controversial topics, self-censor their research, and abandon critical examination of conservative orthodoxies because they were literally getting death threats from Turning Point USA members. Which, by the way, sexy Rexy Brandon.
I've called him cute, but I've never gone that far.
I don't have the fan.
I do.
Yeah.
So, Kirk's racial rhetoric yes, thank you. Hi, Christina. Welcome thank you for coming. So Kirk's racial rhetoric was really disgusting. He called the Civil Rights Act a huge mistake. He created an anti-white weapon, and he described MLK Jr. as awful and not a good person. He also said George Floyd was a scumbag. Which he got sued for, by the way. In January of 2024, he falsely claimed Yusef Salaam took part in the gruesome gang rape of a jogger and got away with gang rape. Statements that didn't pay fucking attention to the fact that because Salaam was part of the Central Park Five, and Trump is like, the Central Park Five should never have happened, even though they were exonerated and they were, all of the shit attached to that was, nope, Kirk still would refer to members of the Central Park Five as, rapists and all this other shit. And so then on top of that, he called cultural Marxism out to blame Jewish Americans.
Yes.
Jewish Americans participate in cultural Marxism.
They support it. They fund it.
Yes, to keep the white man down. You know what that is?
That's anti-Semitism.
That's cultural Marxism, keeping the white man down. I'm sorry. I'm not making fun of Louis Farrakhan. I just wanted to sound like him for a second. I don't mean that to be offensive to Farrakhan in any way, but that's what Farrakhan would say if he were talking about it. So his comments about Jewish donors creating a beast of radical, open border, neoliberal, quasi-Marxist policies. He actually said that.
Yep.
I didn't think he was smart enough to be able to string that many words together. Really, Christina? Do you think that my impressions are really good? I don't know. Bones, give me a reading. Somebody asked me to Shatner today in a phone conversation, and I did it. And I can Shatner. I can Shatner with the best. I can Shatner with the best. But anyway, so this policy's bullshit. And then he pissed up classic anti-Semitic tropes while maintaining plausible deniability because he didn't. I wasn't aware that was going to upset people if I said that. The SPLC identified cultural Marxism as promoting anti-Semitic ideas, and that that made Kirk's organization yet again appear on the Southern Poverty Law Center's list of fucked up, don't go near this. But
which of course made him all the more persecuted, you know.
Yeah, he just continued to use that narrative to feed into the fact that he was being persecuted, and this is liberal bias, and if they're coming after me, that means, I'm getting to them, and I'm standing between them and you, and that's why you need to support me. And I want to be clear too. It's been numerously suggested that oh, you guys are going to love this. The next part of this. It's been numerously suggested that Alisa Kirk, his wife, so she's become the leader of the organization.
She pretty much said she was in the very public funeral spectacle.
Yeah, so everyone believes she doesn't have it, and it's going to fall apart because of her. Erica, that's right, Erica Kirk. So, internal culture. So, here's the thing that people did not know about Turning Point USA. TPUSA's internal culture reflects aspects of racism on one side and yet not on others. So he hired Crystal Clanton, who was Clarence Thomas's one of Clarence Thomas's clerks, and Thomas got a lot of flack for that because basically Clanton had sent text messages to people that had basically said, I hate black people, like fuck them all. I hate blacks. They all should die. End of story. And so Kirk hired this person to work for Turning Point USA. So that was already pretty dramatic. But then he turned around and he hired Gabrielle Fauquier. Gabrielle Fauquier was Turning Point USA's only black employee. And if you read today's article, I'll link it. There's an interview with her and how her first day at Turning Point USA was really fucked up. And fucked up in not a good way fucked up. fucked up. Yeah, ignore the echo, please. So if you don't read the article, just watch the interview with Gabriella, and it's fucking scary. So this is what caused Kirk to develop a relationship with Trump. So Kirk's relationship with Trump revealed his willingness to subordinate conservative principles to personal access and influence. So that's why Trump has described Kirk as having a direct line to the president, which we all know is bullshit, right? But anyway, so the 2024 campaign showcased Kirk's political evolution, and we all sort of know how that played out. But the real big thing that I want to point out is that the thing that probably Kirk should never have done was his signature "prove me wrong" table setup. So he'd go into these rooms with a bunch of liberal kids. He'd sit down and he'd be like, "I'm going to say this now. You prove me wrong." And when you watch all of those that happen, like all of them that happen, invariably, over 70% of the time, Kirk was unable to not be proven wrong. Like those kids demolished him. And so, like, all of the TikTok videos and the YouTube shorts where he's like beating the kid up or whatever. Yeah, that's one in like, or maybe 2 in 8 where that happened. Where the other 8 times he got completely fucking wrecked. So Charlie Kirk represents, um, you know, a danger in our society. His career demonstrates how authoritarian movements capture democratic institutions. Kirk weaponized academia. His psychological profile is deeply troubling. He's a young man who discovered that hatred could be monetized, harassment could be systemized, um, and democratic norms could be abandoned for personal profit to an obvious result that would make people money. Specifically himself. And so Kirk's lasting impact extends far beyond the campus now because that's there. All the GOP is saying that Kirk's assassination is the GOP watershed moment. So now the GOP either has to get on board or they get left behind. So, and I want to point out, somebody posted a comment today and said, and asked me, do I think that Charlie Kirk deserves to die? And I will tell you that my answer to that question was no. He did not. And the reason for that is I'm a druid. So as a practicing druid, all life, no matter how vile or disgusting or evil or perverse, all life has some kind of value attached to it. What that value is and what people understand that value to be is entirely different. Am I sorry that he died? Yes. Do I believe that he needed to die? No. I believe he needed to be shut up. I believe that he needed to be quieted. And I believe that a major amount of what he was doing was hate speech, which, if Pam Bondi is going to finally prosecute hate speech, then I think that it's pretty. I'm pretty thankful that Charlie Kirk isn't around anymore because she'd have to prosecute it.
Oh, no, no, no. That's only leftists who have hate speech. The right loves everybody. They just love some of us dead.
Right. So, but the real tragedy of Kirk isn't his personal success, but his demonstration that American politics and American political culture rewards those who destroy. That's the tragedy. If you hack and slash your way through whatever the fuck it is, then, you know, Charlie Kirk proves that can be done. Yeah, I'm with Rachel. I wanted him to be sued into poverty, not to be killed, and to face the consequences of his hate speech.
Yep.
I mean, I wouldn't mind if, maybe he got some quiet time in a prison with a couple of very large black guys. And maybe one of those black guys would be named Big Beautiful Bill. I know, I'm really bad for that, right? That's a bad one. I shouldn't say that. But here we go. Charlie Kirk. And now we're here. Oh, and by the way, I want to be open and honest because apparently people don't realize this. Um, I'm autistic. I've been diagnosed autistic for years, 20 years now. And I want you all to know that it's probably because my mom took Tylenol.
You're not supposed to back the idiots up.
No, I mean, my mom probably took Tylenol.
Most women do at least once or twice in their
And that's
pregnancy.
why I'm autistic. I'm autistic because my mom took Tylenol. Do I believe that? Fuck no. It's just that no. But here's where it's funny. I'm waiting for Kavanaugh, the company that owns Tylenol, to sue the pants off of the government. Like literally sue the pants. Oh my god, that's like a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit against the federal government
Only thing
that
is
the federal
if we
government
pay
will
it.
never recover from.
Yeah, but we'll have to pay for it, so it's not. It's kind of a bad wish.
See, no, it's not. You know why? Because you have a druid who can tell you if you need pain reliever, just go buy willow bark extract. Willow bark extract
Is what aspirin
That's
ultimately.
what aspirin is made from.
Yeah.
It won't upset your stomach. Your body dissolves it in 24 hours, and it has the same overall and overreaching effect of a pain reliever. Oh, and it will minorly reduce the fever. So, I mean, what the fuck, people? Come on. I mean, Christine Gerchinoff, willow bark. Yeah. Just get your bottle of willow bark and use that when you get a headache instead of Tylenol or Bayer or ibuprofen or whatever. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatories
Bad.
over time fuck you up anyway. Yeah, there's nothing fancy about it. Actually, there's another plant called feverfew. If you get willow bark with feverfew combined, that will actually reduce the fever.
I think I found feverfew here.
Yeah. Look, I mean, as a druid, would I be happy if Tylenol wasn't around anymore? Because that would make people find natural solutions. Sure, but anyway, but the government saying Tylenol causes autism is fucking bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. Oh, we're right at the halfway point. Hey, Lisa, can I sub you off for Brandon? Because I want to talk about some gay shit.
No problem.
I love you, Lisa, very much.
Oh, I love you too.
Go the fuck away. All right. So let's get a Brandon. So this is supposed to be really, really funny. So, okay. So
I love you. No, go away. Is that what you said?
No. I was talking about. All right. So I have grinder news for you, Brandon.
Grinder?
Yes. All right. So
let me pull it up.
grinder news. Here.
All right. What's on Grinder?
Here, I'll send you the article. It's hysterical, but I mean, I know this is where this is coming from. Okay, so there you go. It's in your signal. Oh boy, here we go. All right, so here's what happened. During Charlie Kirk's funeral,
Somebody hooked up.
no, Grindr experienced an outage.
An outage?
Yes.
Because
a usage outage.
So hold on. Oh, because there were so many people. I see. Yeah. Well, isn't that nice?
There was a lot of Grindr hooking up happening at Kirk's funeral, apparently.
Coincidence, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, the dot over Arizona was like this.
Oh, well, guess you can't really fake that. I mean, probably could. I don't know.
Either a bunch of our gay brothers and sisters were protesting Kirk's funeral, or there were a lot of people who were at Kirk's funeral who were hooking up.
Oh no, they were mourning his death. Of course, you didn't include that possibility.
I'm sure that real Alex Jones cocksucker was there. So I had to. I mean, it was that bad for the RNC, though, right? That was the big thing about the Republican National Convention, was that the Grindr dingle was heard like all over the RNC when the music would go quiet.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
they were compensating for their loss by using sex as a coping mechanism. That's what it was.
Do I make you horny? Do I make you randy? Yeah, baby.
Oh dear.
Shagadelic. Yeah, listen to Sarah. Thank you for spelling it out. So, and then I have a religious thing that'll take up the last 20 minutes.
Oh boy.
So, why is Rapture Talk and Rapture Tube all over YouTube and TikTok?
Because the rapture is tomorrow. Yeah, haven't you heard?
The rapture is happening tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Yes. I'm sorry to be the one to break the news to you. I should have told you earlier so you had time to prepare. I'm sorry. Well, I mean, you've got a few.
All the fucking Christians are going to be gone. I'll be happy.
Oh, that's true. You are. Well,
I mean, rapture my ass. You better not.
Just don't be on a bus is driven by a Christian or in an Uber or anything like that, because they're going to be gone and that car is going to just careen off the bridge or something. Just stay inside. It'll be fine.
So I want to be clear about this. You know, the rapture is not a biblical thing, right? It's not. It literally is not. But it's not. It's okay. Look, if you're reading the Christian deconstruction articles, when I get to okay, so First Thessalonians. There's like one little 8 words in Thessalonians that describes believers being caught up to meet Christ in the air, and that's where they get the rapture from. But when the rapture is going to happen, how it happens or anything else is all just a euphemism.
Oh, no. They know exactly when it'll be, just like when they knew back in 2020 when it would be, and back in 2000 when they knew it would be, and when I don't remember. There was not too long ago. There was another one not too long ago, a few years ago.
Yes, exactly. Listen to Anne. Matthew, no man knoweth the day nor the hour the Son of Man will appear. And yes, there's no mention of the rat. And yes, it's true. I like
except for the really religious people.
No, it doesn't.
They know. They know.
No, they don't.
They know.
They don't fucking know. Look, they know how many dicks they've sucked during the time that they've been on the earth, but they have no idea. They have no
That's why
idea.
That's why they had to get it all in at Charlie Kirk's funeral. I mean, they knew it was coming, and so were they.
I just look. Do you know how many times they predicted that Christ will come back in the last 2,000 years?
A few.
Do you know how many times? Look, do you know how many times the second coming has been predicted in the last 2,000 years? Guess what? You can't count that high.
Yeah.
You can't count that high. You just
back in the Hail-Bop. When was Hail-Bop?
Oh,
that was one of them.
The Heaven's Gate. That was like the Heaven's Gate, motherfuckers. Like the comet's gonna come close, and when the comet gets here, we're gonna get beamed up to the spaceship. So we're all just gonna kill ourselves.
Yep.
But that's the thing. I like biblically. Here you go. Bible's lesson right here. Paul never preaches to avoid the tribulation. He doesn't. He never says the rapture's going to happen and you're going to avoid all the bad shit that happens. The bad shit's going to happen and you're just going to have to deal with it. You know, and Paul even further, especially in Romans and in Acts and in Galatians, talks about surviving the tribulation. Like surviving, you like if you endure the tribulation, God will have favor on you or whatever. And so, but here's the thing: like if the rapture happened, like say heaven's real, right? All right. So here, let me tee this up for you. So say heaven's real, you know, the Christians are right. Rapture happens, and then the apocalypse happens, and you die during the apocalypse, and you go up to heaven, and you're around a bunch of people, and they're like, "Hey, you know, how did you go?" Well, I got into a car accident and I got killed. And, you know, and then the other guy's like, well, I fell off a bridge and I got killed. And then it would come to me and I would be like, oh, let's see. So suddenly one day there was nobody. There a bunch of people left the earth. The apocalypse happened. Demons were flying all over the fucking place. And then I got killed. I got killed during the apocalypse. That's the best fucking way to go. The rest of you are all just bitches.
Yeah, some of the people can brag and be like, I was raptured.
Right. So you missed the fun part. Guess what? I saw Jesus, motherfucker. Did you see Jesus? No, you missed it. You're lost. You're a dumb shit. You didn't listen to the words. They took you away before you got to see all the cool shit.
Yeah. Well, it's starting tomorrow. I hate to tell you, but that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. Yep.
And somebody who is predicting said rapture?
Oh, let me see if I can. Somebody posted a note about. I can't remember. I think Melissa Corrigan posted something about that Christian nationalists were saying that the rapture is coming or something like that. I can't remember.
Oh, so like Harold Camping's dead, so it can't be him. It can't be Harold Camping. And I don't think it's going to be Benny Hinn, because then Benny Hinn won't make money anymore. Here's the thing. What are evangelicals going to do if the rapture happens and all their believers go away and they won't make money?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I guess they're going to have to convert whoever's
there's
left.
There's going to be a whole shit ton of churches that are going to go belly up because, nobody's going to be going to church anymore, because they're all going to be gone. Surely there's going to be a few preachers that, are left because they've touched things they weren't supposed to touch, or, other things.
Other things.
So, surely there's going to, how does that feel? You're like a preacher in a major church and you've committed some sexual things you shouldn't have. The rapture happens and you're still here. What do you say? Well, shit.
Oh, she doesn't say who said it. Yeah, she posted a note that says, so the rapture is apparently tomorrow. Oh my God, could it seriously be? Could some force come and just yoink, take all the Christian nationalists? Pretty please? Where do I need to tithe to make this happen?
Oh,
yeah, she didn't say who was saying it, I guess, but
so Joshua
somebody is.
Malakahela, who is a South African minister, he's the one that is saying that the rapture is happening tomorrow, and his followers are the ones that are perpetuating.
Oh.
So South African preacher Joshua Malakala has prophesied the end times in an interview on national television. And so now that means all of the Christians are falling in line that the rapture is going to happen.
Well, he sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. Because the other 85, I'm with Aaron. The other 85 million times they predicted the rapture was going to happen, and it didn't happen.
No, but this guy knows.
I have to tell you, so shamefully, one of my favorite television shows is Law and Order. I love that show. And I love that show because, because I think Sam Waterston is a brilliant actor. And I love Sam Waterston as an actor a whole bunch. I think he's cool as shit. But there's an episode on that show where a guy kills his wife, puts her into his freezer, and then they go to arrest him. And I was supposed to be I got the email. I was supposed to be raptured because he signed up for a service that was supposed to email him the day before the rapture was supposed to happen. And so he didn't understand. Oh my God, I got left behind. Oh! And then one of the, Christina, the original series. And then maybe that was before Jerry Orbach left the show or whatever, but I think it was a Jerry Orbach. But anyway, Jerry goes over to open the freezer and there's dead bodies in it. He's like, what's this? No, I was supposed to be raptured. I'm not guilty of killing anybody. That's nobody important.
Oh yeah, so this article says that the pastor's prediction was supposed to be either September 23rd or Tuesday, September 24th. Well, it didn't happen today, so I guess it'll be tomorrow.
Okay, it'll be tomorrow.
The
rapture's going to happen
tomorrow. I don't know what time. I don't know if the article's. It might be helpful if we knew what time.
Like what time? Kara, when is the rapture happening tomorrow? Do you know?
Is it
7:30 p.m.?
Okay, so Kara says 7:30 p.m. tomorrow. It was supposed to happen.
Okay, now
today, but it didn't happen today.
Is that 7:30 Central, or are we talking like
Eastern? Either we're talking about Eastern time. Wait, Kara, is your mom still here? Your mom's still here, right? If the rapture's going to happen, your mom's getting taken up.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
That's That's too vague. 7:30. I need to know the time zone.
Yeah, Ann's right. No one knows the time. It'll just happen. It can happen at midnight.
This is too much.
I should point out, by the way, guess what? It's not going to be tomorrow. Do you know why? It's
He's wrong.
already tomorrow in Australia, and it hasn't happened.
Yeah, but that's why we have to go with the time zones. We got to figure out which zone, which is the more godly zone. That's what we need to figure
Which is
out.
the more okay?
The godly time.
Rome.
Rome. Oh, okay. So what?
Or Israel? I don't know.
Oh yeah. That's a tricky one. What time is it in Israel right now?
What is the Israeli time?
Alexa, what time is it in Israel?
4:26 a.m. So it's already tomorrow in Israel, and it hasn't happened yet.
So it's how many? It's okay. It's
4:30 a.m.
4:30. How many hours is that? What is? Let's see.
That's
8
GMT 3, so 8 hours. 8.
Yeah. 8.
Yeah.
So 7:30 Israel time would be
like 11:30 my time in the morning, which would be like 10:30 your time in the morning.
Okay.
Right.
That's what I need to know. 10:30 a.m.
Yeah. So if the rapture hasn't happened by the time you finish your coffee, it's not going to happen.
All right.
Also, Brandon, do you really think you're going to be raptured if the rapture happens?
Of course.
Oh, heavens, you are so innocent.
I am white as snow.
Okay, look. Here's the thing, Brandon. One of us,
I grew up in church.
White as snow on this call, and I know it's not me, and I definitely know it's not her.
I am.
I mean, do I have to go all owning on you?
If I don't make it to Trauma Talk, you'll know where I am.
Yeah. So I don't have to go all owning on you?
Onan?
Yeah.
What's Onan?
Onan was a biblical...
The god?
No, Onan was a biblical figure early in the Bible who was commanded to have sex with his brother's wife to impregnate her, and he chose not to. And he spilled his seed on the floor.
Oh, I remember spilling the seed.
And God killed him for that. And God killed him for that. By the way, that reminds me of a really funny story. We can end with a really funny story if you want to hear a funny story.
Is it about spilling your seed on the floor?
It'll lead into that, yeah. Yeah, it'll lead right into that.
I wouldn't know a thing about that.
Okay, so in a previous working environment that begins with a V, I won't name the company. I was an info security engineer. And so in that department, we had a director problem. We would get a new director like every 45 days, guaranteed. And so, like in the year and a half that I worked in the department, we had we just started calling them by their numbers. So, number 7 was memorable. Now, I worked on the forensics team. So whenever somebody did something bad at the company or whatever, I was the person that got your laptop and I got to figure out why you were doing bad shit. Now, let's be fair. Like one of my forensics job jobs was a guy who was selling secrets to the competition, yada, yada, that kind of bullshit. Well, anyway, so
I kind of see where this is going. Did you wear gloves?
just let me finish the story. So number 7, we would have meetings with him and we'd come into his office and the credenza behind him had like a stack of paper that was like disorganized, but it was like this high. And that was his reports. So I would take my reports into him and he would go, "Oh, okay, thanks." And then he'd take the report, turn around, throw it on the pile, and go back to working on his laptop. Well,
Working.
They fired him. And so, like, I went into work that day and they were like, they let number 7 go. And I was like, oh, okay. I guess that means I'll get his laptop in a day or so to find out what the fuck, why it was that they had to fire him. Well, his gear was still in his office, so I had to go in there. Well, I was going in there and they had taken all of the reports and those were in a big trash bag. By the way, it filled up like a 55-gallon lawn and leaf bag. And it was sitting in the corner. And they had taken up the carpet tiles under his desk. And so I was like, why did that happen? I'm puzzled. So grabbed his laptop and I did the forensics job. And sure enough, yeah. He had his little, Wi-Fi modem in the office so he could get past the company network. And he was streaming porn on his laptop all day and saturating the carpet under his desk. And I want to be very clear about this. Saturating. Because I went down to the loading dock because I had to take the bag of his reports or whatever. And the white plastic bag that had the tiles in it was right there. And I had to look, and I shit you not. Okay. That carpet was a deep, rich brown or whatever. It was much lighter. Those 4 tiles were much lighter than the brown, rich color of the floor. And sure enough, yeah. Turns out he was not aware that after number 5, we started forcing the webcam, the laptop cam, to record when certain events occurred. And so I had to watch, and I shit you not, there was one occasion where I was in his office while he was watching something and while he was letting it go on the floor. I need brain bleach. I need brain bleach. Give me brain bleach now, please. Oh. Okay.
It's it wasn't just on the floor. That laptop, you took a black light to it. Woo!
I think we broke Aaron. So Christina, how many did we go through? In the 2.5 years that I was there, I made it to director 16, and then I left the company. Director 16. Now, I will say, like, one of the directors that got fired, he got fired because during why would this never be okay? Or why would this be okay? I have no idea, but he he was a tobacco user. So during his meetings, he would pull out like his little vial from his jacket or whatever, and because snuff, you could snuff, right? But it wasn't tobacco because random drug test happened that month, and he got fired. And when he got fired, I asked my director, "Well, why? What the fuck did you fire him for?" He didn't pass a drug test, and I was like, "Well, was he smoking weed or whatever?" No, cocaine. So his little snuff vial was not tobacco; it was cocaine. And I sat in meetings with him where he'd pinch out like a little pinch of cocaine and sniff it. He was committing an illegal act while I was sitting there, and I remember thinking, "Shit, why didn't I notice that? That's fucking stupid. I should have noticed that. Why the fuck wouldn't I? Why the fuck would I not be aware of that?"
He probably had a lot of good ideas in those meetings.
Hey, can we swim? Can we swim? Can we swim to Tahiti? Hey, let's swim across the Atlantic. Let's swim to England. Hey, that'd be a great idea. Can I keep doing cocaine while we're doing? Sure. Okay. Whatever, man. Christina, this was actually the early 2000s. So this wasn't even in the 90s. So anyway. All right. Well, that's what I had for tonight, Brandon. Do you have anything? By the way, I have to ask this: does everybody like my red hair or my brown hair better? I'm asking opinions. That one,
I've already given my
my red hair looks better. But...
I've already given mine.
You like you're more comfortable in this one, Wendy.
Yeah.
Do you feel more comfortable?
Yeah. This is Elaine, and the one I'm really comfortable with is my lace front, but I don't wear that one because you have to glue it on your head, and it's like, it's. But the problem with my lace front one is that I can do this shit and ponytail it a little bit better, because the lace front covers up where my lack of a hairline happens. But if I'm just gonna like wear it down flat or whatever, this is my best. Yeah, this is my best piece. I mean, I'm just gonna keep wearing it. I don't, I've done so many lives without it, and then people said, "Put your hair on," and I said, "Okay, well, I'll just do that." And maybe people stop calling me a dude because I get DMs all the time. Who's the dude? Who's the dude up in the middle or whatever? I'm like, so tired of hearing that.
You should send them to me.
Right? Yeah, I'm just gonna send them to Aaron. If you want to answer that question, talk to my friend Aaron. She's gonna take care of that for you. Yeah, Rouser, I agree 100%. So, yeah, I'm with you, Joe. All right. Well, anyway, so Brandon, Aaron, do either of you have anything? Brandon, are you gonna be good for trauma talk tomorrow at 1?
I mean, depending on the rapture, yeah, I should. I mean,
yeah, okay.
If I'm not there,
yeah. So I'm gonna message Miranda and tell Miranda that we need to.
It just depends.
Yeah, she needs to be prepared no matter what happens.
Yeah, and we should probably go while we're at 69 too. I kind of like that.
Really?
I mean, we got 69 people.
I mean,
yeah.
Ooh. Oh, boob. All right. Aaron, Brandon, I love you both. Okay. Oh, another great session. Thank you everybody for coming. Yeah, Sin Mag, I like during the day I wear my head scarves just because they're easy. Yeah, it's completely in the gutter. So if you're new, please subscribe. We run the publication like a big family. We all love each other. We talk to each other on the phone fairly regularly, and if you become a paid subscriber, you even get access to the super secret, super secure chat that allows you to see the inner workings of the publication, and you get to help decide when things happen and how they happen and what happens in them or whatever. And so with that, I will tell all of you, if you're in a safe space, get there and stay there. Get there and stay there. I can't do this without you guys. We can't do this without each other. Let's keep each other safe. Let's keep each other real, and let's keep each other, where we need to be and where we're going. And so, oh, Christina, you should be expecting to receive a message from me detailing some issues and items that if you're going to be a paid sub, you're going to get messages from me on Substack. Watch out for those. But with that, I will tell all of you, good night. I love you all. Be good, be safe, and we'll be back tomorrow at 8:30. Well, we'll be back tomorrow at 1:00 for Trauma Talk, but then we will be back tomorrow for regular time at 8:30.